What's going on, dudes? Lebensmute here. Have you ever had a strong desire to become a lycanthrope? Ever wondered how awkward it may be when Cazador finds out Astarion is now a part werewolf, vampire, elf thing? Look no further. Now your entire party can channel various blood magics to hunt monsters and spirits with the Blood Hunter class mod, an adaptation of the class written by Matthew Mercer. In the current mod by Wolf, there are 2 of the 4 subclasses available, with a 3rd subclass now available with the work of X Techic in a separate mod. That leaves the mutant subclass out, but hopefully it becomes a work in progress soon. This video is current as of January 11th, 2024, and the links to the mods are in the description. Let's talk about the basics of the class.
You listen well, brother. I'm listening.
The Blood Hunter class is automatically proficient in dexterity and intelligence and can use any simple or martial weapons, shields, and armors up to medium. You can build either dexterity or strength for your weaponry power, but currently must use intelligence for spell DC on your unique class spells, also known as hemocrafts. The hemocrafts are curses you apply on your enemies using your expendable resource, Blood Maledicts, which can be replenished on short rest or long rest. There are a total of 8 hemocrafts, each of which can gain an amplified effect if you take a low amount of necrotic damage. These curses can only be applied on enemies without blood flowing through them if they are amplified, or if you choose the Order of the Ghostslayer subclass. Another unique feature of the class is Crimson Rites, a ritual to enchant your weapon until long rest with the following elements: lightning, fire, cold, or radiant, with Radiant only being available to the Order of the Ghostslayer subclass. You take necrotic damage each time you cast a rite, but you can enchant multiple weapons at a time. All you need to do is swap weapon sets and enchant so you can have your melee weapon and your bow enchanted with the rite. The damage of the rite element is applied each time your weapon hits an enemy.
Wow.
You're in your first Crimson Rite at level 2. Also at level 2, you gain a fighting style: archery, dueling, great weapon fighting, or 2-weapon fighting. Every subclass receives certain perks at these following levels. At level 5, you gain an extra attack like most martial classes.
Wow, you're so dominant.
At level 6, an additional Blood Maledict charge, your second hemocraft, and Brand of Castigation, a reaction ability that adds 1 to 6 psychic damage to enemies damaged by your Crimson Rite that damage the Blood Hunter that branded them, or if they damage allies within 5 meters of the Hunter. At level 7, a new Crimson Rite. At level 9, advantage on historical intelligence checks. At level 10, your third and final hemocraft and a passive known as Dark Augmentation, which gives you 2 meters of movement speed and a bonus to strength, dexterity, and constitution saving throws equal to your hemocraft modifier. However, for the Dark Augmentation passive, I couldn't figure out what the hemocraft modifier meant, as it wasn't relative to the intelligence modifier, number of hemocrafts you have, or spell attack modifier, or even the Blood Maledict charges. For that first subclass, Order of the Lycan, you can become a powerful humanoid werewolf hybrid, giving you the ability to shift into a lycanthrope once per long rest and gain other features. You gain advantage on wisdom perception throws, advantage on strength checks.
Look at the mouth.
And saving throws, including an additional +1 damage to melee attacks, physical resistances, and +1 armor class if you are not wearing heavy armor. However, if your hit points drop to less than half on the start of your turn, you must succeed a DC 8 wisdom saving throw, or you will lose control and attack the nearest creature. For extra damaging moves, you gain a slash and bludgeoning unarmed attack named Predatory Strikes.
Elliot, go! Barry, you can't just...
That can be reused as a bonus action if used as an action before on the same turn. These unarmed attacks can be buffed by the Crimson Rites after morphing into a lycanthrope. At level 7, you gain 2 new passive upgrades. Your speed increases by 15 feet, or 4.572 meters.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
And your jump distance is doubled. Your unarmed predatory strikes also deal 1 additional slash damage and are considered magical if you have a Crimson Rite active on your claws. At level 11, you gain even more passive upgrades, including the ability to transform twice per short rest. If below the threshold for half of your hit points, you also gain +1 hit points, including your constitution modifier at the beginning of your turn. Your predatory strikes also now deal 2 slashing damage extra instead of 1, plus you gain +2 to your melee roll instead of 1. With some testing, Tavern Brawler does work with improving the predatory strikes damage. I also wanted to try using the Lycanthrope multi-class with Way of the Hand Monk due to the unarmed damage, but there are some bugs with it. Flurry strikes only deal damage once instead of twice, which is a big selling point for the Way of the Hand subclass. And if you're enjoying that video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Now for the second subclass, Order of the Ghostslayer, you gain special abilities used to aid in your fight against the undead. Your Hemocraft spells can be cast on any enemy now, without needing to be amplified. You initially gain an additional charge of Blood Maledict and access to the Rite of the Dawn, the Crimson Rite allowing your weapon strikes to deal radiant damage and double damage to the undead. As a bonus, when using this rite, you gain necrotic resistance and emit light in a 9-meter radius. At level 7, you gain a new ability called Aether Walk. No, not this Aether. You have the ability to teleport through enemies or walls up to 3 meters away by using 3 meters of your movement speed. This effect lasts for the amount of turns based on your spellcasting modifier, which in this case is Intelligence. Replenishes use on short rest. At level 11, your brand of castigation is upgraded to the Brand of Sundering. This new upgrade allows you to roll an additional Hemocraft die when damaging enemies with Crimson Rite, and the branded enemy cannot turn invisible. In my experience, a good multi-class pairing for this subclass would be a Paladin, as it fits well with the theme of smiting the undead, and the Crimson Rite with radiant damage provides even more reason. Lastly, the Profane Soul subclass, adapted by X-Tekek, is currently the final subclass available of the Blood Hunter class. For the subclass to be most effective, it is recommended you use the 5e spells mod, which I've included in the description. When choosing the subclass, you gain 2 cantrips of your choice and 2 level 1 spells. It uses Warlock spell slots, which replenish on short rest. However, you only receive a maximum of level 2 Warlock slots by level 12. The main feature is the Pact, a binding contract your character makes with the otherworldly beings. Currently, there is only 1 pact available, but the mod creator states they are looking to add more, such as Celestial, Genie, and more. The current pact with the Great Old Ones allows you to frighten enemies if you land a critical hit. At levels 6, 7, 9, and 11, you gain an additional level 1 or 2 spell. At level 4, you can swap one of your 2 level 1 spells for another, or a level 2 spell of your choice. At level 5, you gain a level 1 spell.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
At level 7, you gain a powerful trait of the subclass, War Magic, not to be confused with the feat Warcaster, allowing you to use a bonus action for a weapon attack after casting a cantrip. You also gain the Detect Thoughts spell. At level 10, you gain a new cantrip. For the Profane Soul subclass, your main power comes from War Magic at level 7. Combining Booming Blade or Green Flame Blade from the 5e spells mod with a Crimson Rite of your choice, then follow up with a weapon attack for some nasty heavy damage. To make the most of the current pact, the Spell Sniper feat is useful to land more frequent critical hits. Since War Magic is the main quality of Profane Soul, you only need to reach level 7 and then can multi-class elsewhere. A great multi-class combo I found is to dump your points into Charisma, go Pact to the Blade Warlock, and level to 5 for the extra attack and level 3 spell. Then reach level 7 and Blood Hunter for the War Magic trait. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy becoming a werewolf, and let me know your favorite subclass in the comments. We'll see you in the next video.